All right, so
Part 3. We said we'd never do a part 2. And here we are.
part 3, your
Liars.
relationship with time, and we will get to that.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
oh,
Now,
phone call.
I reckon
Wow.
that's me.
That's you. I was about to absolutely torture you, Luce.
Oh.
Lucky I held
Piss
back.
off.
Who's calling you?
Who's calling? Who does it say?
Steve-O. Who's Steve-O? Run us through it.
Devo. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
the CEO, the COO of the radio network we
I
work for.
love that you speak to the brass. I find that really funny.
Getting a call from the brass.
That's awesome.
At midday on a Friday.
I just love that you're having chats with these people. It's great.
Someone's got to, mate.
Totally.
Someone's got to. I know-
He'd never call me. I mean, I don't think I'd ever pick up.
Yeah.
But it's just, what would we talk about? We can't go into the business chat.
No.
I'm not across the business chat. I'm going to be able to link this to the topic. I've never done this before, but watch this.
Okay, before you get there,
No, because you'll ruin it.
No,
I'm
no,
in it.
just
I'm
hold
in
that
it.
thought. Just hold
Okay,
that thought.
alright.
Hold that happy
I'm not very
thought.
good at holding.
Hold that happy
I'll
thought.
forget it.
File it away. You're going to be able to bring it back.
I have a bad filing system.
You brought me
know.
back from the COO
Yeah.
calling me. Okay, which I think is good. Before we get there, I was thinking about introducing a segment at the start of each podcast, which is corrections from last week or any
Fact checks?
annotations from last week,
Okay.
because we were talking about the movie Troy quite a bit last week, and
Yeah.
we were talking about the fight between Paris, who's played by Orlando Bloom, and I wrongly said Agamemnon,
Yes.
which is played by Logan Roy,
Because
whatever that
he's
guy's
the
actual
king
name is.
of the Greeks.
He's the king of the Greeks, but
not
actually,
the people from Troy.
yes, he is. But Paris is Trojan. But who Paris actually fights is Menelaus,
Which is Martin Gleeson.
which is Martin Gleeson,
Great
who's
actor.
Agamemnon's wife, who's Agamemnon's husband, and he's actually married.
Agamemnon's husband.
Agamemnon's brother.
Yes.
And he's actually married to Helen of Troy.
Yes.
And that's the great fight with Martin Gleeson and
Orlando Bloom.
And then the fight scene is when he bloodies him with his shield, and then he stands in front of everyone. He yells up at Helen of Troy, "Is this what you left me for?"
Is this what you left me for? Fight! Fight me! You coward! Fight me! We have a pact! Fight!
Fight him, son.
Coward!
Fight him.
Oh, good line.
Good stuff.
Good
really. I just wanted to
line.
bring that back because that was, and I was actually talking to my little brother George about Troy a little bit more. 'Cause he's a much bigger movie buff than I am, and just a much more accurate rememberer of things. I'm a very broad brushstroke person, as you guys will find out.
Good skill, good memory.
Yeah.
Very
The
good
other
skill.
great line that he reminded me of from Troy, which I wanted to bring up with you, which is arguably the best insult in cinema history, is when Agamemnon takes Rose Byrne, who's starts with P, whatever her name is, takes her into his chamber, and
Yeah.
then he says to Brad Pitt, "I might get her to give me a bath."
Oh,
And
yes.
Brad
yes,
Pitt
yes.
yells at him, "You sack of wine," which is
Yeah, you've brought this up to me
such
before.
a bad insult.
It's awful,
It's
isn't it?
so bad.
You're a sack of wine.
You sack of wine.
But it's like, are you having a go at me here, or is it a compliment? Because a sack of wine's a great thing, right? Like, why would I be offended by being called a sack
You
of
better
wine?
to call him a goon bag. He's called him a.
Oh, it's a goon bag, not a bad
You
sledge.
goon
Actually,
bag.
it changes everything.
But if Troy was in Australia, he'd call him a goon bag.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a good sledge.
Cooler bar, shardy. You. But he calls him a sack of wine, so I thought that was great. All right, so yeah.
Is that the only correction from?
I'm sure there are many more, but that was bugging me.
Okay.
Did you have a correction from last time?
I can't remember what we spoke about.
Relationship with time part 2. We're in the part 3.
No, I get that, but I couldn't possibly remember the mistakes that I made last week. It was 7 days ago. I would have had heaps. There's no doubt about it. But I would need someone
You don't
to
want to look at the
remind
score.
me.
You don't want to look at the score sheet.
Nah, I don't need to know how many mistakes I made last week. I'd need someone to reach out and say, just going to pull you up on 5 things
I'm
you've
sure,
said.
I think this can probably be, if we do make this a segment, an ongoing segment, the corrections from last week, maybe what it can be informed by are mistakes that you guys hear.
Yeah.
So if you hear the mistakes, let us know, and then we'll put it in the corrections
Because
segment.
I'm not going to fact check myself, because at the time of saying it, usually I think I'm right. Do you know what I mean? I've got that optimism and confidence there to be like, well, if I said it, I believe it.
Yeah, of course.
So I think it will require someone else to say you're wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's a good bit. I mean,
could be
again, probably more work for you, Lewis, but just piling it on you, mate. Get your notebook out if you're writing these down.
But sorry,
Yeah.
I think that'll be the whole podcast, though. Again, I can't stress enough how many things I get wrong.
Yeah, well, that's fine. We maybe just pick up on a couple of them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that almost seems like a limited edition, or it might be a bit of a side show. Bonus episode. That's
Bonus
what we call it in the
corrections.
podcast world.
So, relationship with time, part 3. I feel like we're doing this in reverse order because we kind of covered when you hear your relationship with time, I think you and I both initially thought about this practically, but naturally we got sidetracked and we ended up in quite a philosophical space.
Yeah.
But now we're into what we've been meaning to talk about for the last 2 episodes, which is like practically how you make the most of your time, like how efficient you are with your time.
Yeah. I mean, we'll explore this more, but I don't think efficient is the right word there, but go on.
Okay. And I mean, the funny thing is when Lucy rocked over here today and she was like, oh, what's the topic today? And we were like, relationship time, part 3. And then I got to give her the news, which I'm about to give all of you guys, which is might be awesome for a lot of people, but also might be a bit daunting for some. There will be a relationship with time, part 4. Yes, very exciting. And the reason that there is going to be a relationship with time, part 4, because we're talking about practical use of time today, how best to use your time today. And we realized after last pod that we're vastly underqualified to do this. And I remembered that there's a guy who I've been reading and loving called Oliver Burkeman.
Yeah.
Who actually specializes in this. He talks all over the world about it. Hail Married him. So we've got our next guest I was going to do a drum roll for that, but.
Is that another job for Luce? You are just loading Luce up at the moment. I want to make it very clear, Luce, I haven't given you one extra thing to do. I was about to blast you for leaving your phone on when it was Will's phone, but I didn't do that. This is all Will loading work. What's happened to you today? You're bringing up segments. You're making sound effects. Just relax. Calm down.
I'm sorry.
Just ease it up. I feel stressed.
I'm sorry.
I feel very structured.
I'm sorry.
We're talking about the future podcast. We don't do this.
Okay, sorry.
Stay in the moment.
Okay, I'm sorry, but Berkman, I needed to put that down that Berkman's going to be on. So whatever we talk about today will probably be a very shit version / our version of how to practically manage your time. But Berkman is going to come on for the ultimate fact check in the next podcast to actually tell us how.
I think we might nail it though as well.
Is it, I find you want me to cancel Berkman?
No. I think Berkman will come on. And after this discussion that you and I both have, I think we'll nail time or we'll solve how to best use your time. I think we'll bin it.
Okay.
And I imagine Berkman will come on and potentially 10 minutes into the chat when we explain to Berkman our findings, he'll go, no notes. I think it might be a really quick chat.
I've just dialed in from London for absolutely no reason.
Guys, this is really embarrassing, but you guys have nailed it. You did not need me.
Well, if that's the case, then he would have had to listen to this podcast.
Well, no, we'll tell him.
I'm just going to give him a summary. So you think we're going to get this down into...
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll be able to summate. Is that a word?
Yeah.
I think we'll be able to summate the findings that we make from this or conclusions that we make from this.
Yeah.
And I would suggest that when we get Berkman on, we say to Berkman, Berkey, here's how we think people should best use their time.
And that'll be a sentence?
Probably give us 3 or 4, I reckon.
Okay.
One sentence is that's tough.
Okay.
Like we're talking for 45 minutes. I say we get it down to 2 or 3 sentences, and then I'm just very interested to hear what Berkman says after that.
Okay, I like that. That's great. Okay, so
Berkman might be inspired to write a new book after hearing.
So then, episode 4, part 4? What is your relationship with time?
Yeah,
could be a 5-minute ep.
I think it will be.
Ollie,
shorty.
Ollie, do you mind if I call you Ollie? Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
This is what we've come to the conclusion to. And if he goes, boys, you've clocked it.
Yeah.
No notes.
Might say it's better than my book. I'm going to burn all of my books. Maybe.
Burn all of his books?
Well,
he's not a Nazi.
Well, no, I'm not saying like Nazis. I'm just
Well,
saying.
Nazis burned a lot of books.
Okay, well, he'll take all of his books off the shelves. I just thought, the burning of the books.
Burning of the books is pretty great. Burning of books is.
Can I not say I've burnt a book without the connotation or the association with what the Nazis
I think a
did?
burning of a book implies some sort of cultural revolution or sort
It's
of like.
a shame that they've got that.
Because you're trying to like delete history. That's what burning of a book implies, that you're getting rid of knowledge.
Well, yeah, so that's what I think Berkman is. I think that's what Berkman's going to want to do, because he'll be like, God, I've researched my whole life.
And
on this.
book burnings often imply that, like, in history, and I mentioned like a lot of the time in history when there are book burnings going on, if it's often it's book burnings of religious texts, etc. It's there because you want to round up all the books, so you delete all the knowledge. It's book burnings in the street, so there are bonfires of.
Yeah. Well, I would say Berkman would put I don't know if he's on social media.
A Berkman bonfire
Well, he would
out
say,
in front of your
if
house.
you've got my book, I apologise. If you've read it, I'm sorry for wasting your time. If you can do me a favour and just take that into the street and burn it immediately.
There should be a few other people out there. It's a bestseller.
Just these two guys.
Maybe we don't want spot fires all the way down the street. If you could meet in civilized groups,
Yeah.
get some
Maybe
kerosene and light them up. We
get
just
a
want
drum.
to
Get a drum.
delete that knowledge.
Yeah. Because these two
I
guys.
was wrong.
These two guys have pants
They
me.
clocked me.
They nailed.
Yeah, and then he puts
how
our
you
name up in
should.
lights.
That's right.
Okay, I
That's
like
what
that.
I imagine will happen
Great.
when we speak to Berkman.
I
But
don't.
first things first. Let's nail time.
Yeah, let's nail time.
I think we have
Okay,
to nail.
so where we were at and the way that you were going to link this back to the topic was that I was getting a call from the COO, okay,
Yep.
which
Yep.
I think will lead us beautifully into the topic. So what was you're not a big bringer backerer, but here you are.
And I just feel like it's
Baccarat?
lost its prestige, if I'm being honest.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I think the moment is great
Yeah.
when you're able to jump straight to it, jump to the next lily pad like
Yeah.
a frog.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't feel good anymore. It doesn't
Oh,
feel right.
come on.
No, I don't mean
you're-
you too
no,
precious.
You're,
And
you're sulking.
I'm not sulking.
You're sulking.
I'm just saying it doesn't work as well now.
All right, well, it doesn't work as well.
But I'll still make the point. But I just want to make it very clear that if you're not impressed by
you are being impetuous.
Or whatever.
Tempestuous.
tempestuous, well, I don't even know what that means.
Incorrigible.
Well, fine. But I'm just saying, I don't want people to think that this was going to be an amazing thing. I reckon 5 minutes ago it would have been amazing. I want to make that clear. But now it's a bit of an average point.
But it's a necessary functional cog in the flow of this conversation. So if you would please.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So, COO, CFO,
COO, Steve-O.
Steve-O.
Shorthanded to Steve-O on my phone, by the way. Obviously not his full name, but
And
we're tight.
Yeah, you're tight. Yeah, it's great. It's great. So I was making the comment that I would that call would just, I'm never making that call. That call's never happening with me. Right?
Right.
I made that comment.
Yep.
Let's focus on time here.
Yep.
For me, business chats like that is a bad way to spend my time.
Yeah, for sure.
I reckon.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to ask you,
Yeah.
so you will put your time into that.
Yeah, well,
But if you don't, then, someone has to do it. So at what time does your use of time become a bit selfish in that way? Like, am I being
Yeah.
a bit selfish going, I am not spending any second of my life making that business call. But someone has to.
No, I don't think you are being selfish. And I think selfish can be an unfairly dirty word because arguably being selfish with time is just clever.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, your time.
It is your time.
It's the only
Yeah.
thing that you've got, really.
Yeah, within reason.
Within reason,
I
of
think,
course. It does start to get.
Yeah. There's always a
Yeah.
line.
There is a line. I think this will kind of tap into my relationship with time in terms of efficiency and why I've got an unhealthy, I think, relationship with time. And I'm gonna walk all over Berkman's ground here, but screw you, Berkman. You can get my sloppy seconds. So,
Are you about to quote Berkman?
no, I'm not quoting him. Not quoting him.
We don't. Yeah. Well,
I'm not just. Can you just?
he's coming up.
I know he's coming up, mate, and he might just reaffirm this for me. But
Okay.
so I think that one of the your relationship with you squeak open your thermos.
Sorry.
One of the I think using your time well is all about prioritizing,
Yeah.
right?
Definitely.
And I think that really should involve doing the thing that you want to do most first.
Yeah.
Right? Because otherwise that thing will slip away. Even if you try and schedule it later. I was in a retreat recently in Sri Lanka and I was talking to the monk who was running it and I was saying, I'm so busy at the moment. Like, there's so much going on. Sorry if my mind's a bit busy. And he kind of laughed, as monks tend to do. They get away with murder, monks. Anyway, laughs in my face. And he was like, why don't you just choose one of those things? Like,
Wise.
like you're getting up in the morning, like how many things are you doing? And I'm like, I've got all this stuff to do. And he's like, yeah, but if you just chose one thing that you wanted to do, the rest will fall around that. And I think that this accesses the point that I think is a real trap for a lot of people in terms of their relationship with time, in that I get obsessed with this idea, and I suppose it's time and it's efficiency. It's both of those things. I get obsessed with this idea of clearing the decks.
Yeah.
So wiping my to-do list clean, wiping my slate clean.
Yeah.
That's, for me, I'm sure everyone can agree.
Satisfying when you tick the box. Nothing like ticking a box on a list.
Right. It's just one of the best feelings in the whole world, right?
Because then when you make your to-do list, I don't know if you do this, but
you
put some really simple things on there. Like, you've got a list of things to do on a Saturday.
Yeah.
But I chuck on there, put on shoes, shower.
On your to-do list?
And the only reason why... No, it's not cheating because I still get to go, bang, shoes on. And then you go, drink your coffee, bang, done. And then, Mim gets up and I've got 4 boxes ticked. I'm on fire this morning.
Is one of the boxes like wake up?
Yeah, wake up, bang, done. Put your pajamas away, bang. Because then I do feel like it's a bit momentum as well. It's like I'm like a snowball at that point.
Yeah,
I'm on fire. I'm about to become an avalanche hitting these jobs. You don't do that?
I don't have wake up on my to-do list.
Bang. You have to admit, ticking the box is like...
It's a great feeling, but you start taking the piss. That's not it's not, well, look, sure, you're better at this. You're better at rewarding yourself. You're very good at that. And I'm sure we'll get to that in this conversation. So clearing the decks for me is just something that I get borderline obsessed with unless I catch myself out, whereby like I'll wake up in the morning and my almost the opposite to you, like your to-do list sounds really like there are parts of your to-do list that people like a 2-year-old can do. Like it's natural.
Whoa, mate.
Well, like wake up.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
like,
2-year-olds can do that.
Right?
Remy doesn't put on her own shoes. I nailed that by myself.
All right, fine. But my to-do list is I'll often wake up and I'm not good at going, okay, well, Will, that's impossible today.
So you'll go to tackle something huge.
My to-do list will be ridiculous. Like I'll wake up and go, okay, right, today's the day. I'm going to write 3 chapters in my book.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to, right, I don't know, I've got work to do. I've got some admin to do. I've got a podcast to do. I've got a holiday to plan. Like it's just like, it's ridiculous. Like it's actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think that the relationship with time that you have is completely, for me anyway, contingent on the fact that that's why my relationship with time can be really bad practically, is because there's always something for me to do.
Sure.
I always feel like there's something for me to do. I'm keeping all the balls in the air at the same time. I never get to the bottom of the to-do list. Hence, this why Steve-O's calling me. Like I'm like,
that was one of the
why
jobs.
am I having
Yeah.
Why have I got a conversation with the COO on foot on a Friday morning? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's bad.
Yeah, interesting.
Whereas I think that people who are very, very good with their time, and I reckon this is
Sorry, before you go on though, because I think you've kind of highlighted the negative side of that.
Yeah.
There is a positive side of that in that you do get a lot done efficiently. But you do. And if you go the other side, I'm like, so I did one job today, which I think we could put down as a job that is worth mentioning.
What'd you do?
I went to the tip and dropped off a whole bunch of foam and broken art frames.
Oh, yeah.
And cowboy hats. I don't need to go into why I went to the tip, but I did a tip run.
Cowboy hats.
It's from Mim's hens, and you end up with 14 pink cowboy hats.
From her hens.
You don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, I thought it would be cool to make a wall of cowboy hats in the house.
Did you suggest that?
Yeah, I did. I pitched that.
How'd that go?
Got rejected hard. Anyway, so I had a tip run to do, and I knew that was my job.
Yeah.
hanging over my head a little bit. I was like, oh, bit stressed this morning.
Yeah.
So I've got 5 hours to get that done.
Yeah.
But I get distracted. I was very close to not going to the tip because I was like, I think I've taken on too much.
What? Putting your shoes on?
Oh no,
Putting your pajamas away. Got a bit big on you, did you?
So I was hanging out with Remy, and that went for longer than expected. And then we went for a bike ride, and then I dropped her off at daycare, and then I came back, and I was like, "Oh, I might be late to the podcast recording."
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't like this feeling of being like, do I have enough time to get this done?
Yeah.
And I was about to send you guys a text message and be like, I reckon I'm going to be 10, 15 minutes late. Is that okay? Because if I'm 10 minutes late, I'll be able to go to the tip.
Yeah.
Got here 10 minutes early
Well done.
after going to the tip.
Tick, mate. You may as well tick it off right
No,
now.
but-
Well done. Do you want to do it in front of me?
I'm not wanting to like show off there. I'm more saying like that I would say is the negative side of, I'm probably more likely to go, I'll do it tomorrow.
But
I'll
I
push
think
that back. I'll push that back.
I see. It's so funny because we're approaching this from other sides of the coin, but like naturally with you and me. But I think that's healthy. Like I think it's that's what I really struggle to do is partitioning my time and prioritizing my time. And we spoke about this in either episode 1 or episode 2 of your relationship with time. That's why I'm late. Because I can't put things down. Like the idea of me not doing something is tied up with a sense of self-value and all that sort of shit. So I go like, oh geez, I'd rather be late than feel awful about myself for not having done that thing that I told myself that I was going to do. So, and it kind of like one of the mantras that I've been working with recently is, it's not a mantra, it's just a quote. Sounded sexier as a mantra.
Yeah. Mantra. Go back to mantra.
Okay. Is this quote from John Steinbeck, the novelist
Of Mice and Men. Oh, and we're both well read.
Because I'm trying to write this book at the moment, and with something like a book, or I imagine if anyone's working on anything which is a really big project, right? Where you
time-wise
or anything. Yeah. I mean, I often think about like builders when we were doing renovations on this house, like your to-do list hilariously is wake up, put your pajamas on, put your shoes on.
Builders would have that.
1, maybe go to the tip. That like if you go to any building site, like the to-do list on that is fucked.
Yeah, sure.
Like it's actually, I would lose my mind on a building site because the breadth of things to do, you just get lost in how deep it can go. And like you have a conversation with them and they'll be like, oh, well, we've got to do that, but we can't do that before we got this. And I've got to speak to this person about that. And then we need to get an engineer to come. Like it just is layers. Under each box in the to-do list, there's like 3 subcategories of like, can I do that before I've got, it's just immense, right? Sure. Project managers, these sorts of people, their to-do lists are so complicated.
Yeah.
And some of them are contingent on others. And I'm experiencing that, I think, on a small scale with writing a book. And John Steinbeck said, and I kind of like pinned this up on my computer recently, just put one day's work in front of another. That's the way it comes out, and that's the only way it comes out.
Oh yeah, nice.
Because if you're trying to think too big in terms of what you have to do, that's when I think you lose complete control of time or your relationship with time. And then I think you I don't know, you kind of lose your spark for the thing that you're doing in the moment.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly thinking about the next thing that you have to do.
Yeah.
And I think when people wake up, I'm sure people can relate to this when they, when you wake up and you've got like a billion things to do. It's like my daughter's first birthday today. So it's my daughter's 3rd birthday tomorrow. So Sam woke up today and she was just like, I've got so much to do.
Sure.
You know those days when you wake up.
Wedding. A few days before the wedding.
Perfect.
That was big.
Perfect, right? You're like,
that was a lot.
I have so much to do. Those days are the days, I think, when you like least like yourself. Don't you? I don't know. Did you have the same thing?
I wasn't enjoying it.
You weren't, right?
I wasn't enjoying it.
That's probably a better way to put it. Like on a day when you have a lot to do, it's how do you enjoy that?
Yeah, no. So I work actively to avoid those days or stop those days.
I can tell. I think you made that very, very clear.
But sometimes it no matter how hard I try, I will have those. I'm pretty sure at the start of the last podcast, I think I was complaining about the fact that we had 3 or 4 things in the calendar.
Yeah,
I think, and I just don't like those days.
No, you don't,
because I'm just like, I'm not going to be in any of it because there's too much going on.
Yeah.
And to I know Steinbeck's quote. I heard, I don't know who said this, but someone very similar said, "Great advice for life is just do the thing you're doing."
Yeah.
And that's a really dumbed down Steinbeck, but it's just like,
Yeah.
you get yourself into so much trouble when you're like, okay, if I do this, that means that will lead to something else. I'll give you an example of that. Like, there can be examples of that in entertainment industry for
Yeah.
you and me. Like, you and me might get offered a particular TV show or something.
Yeah.
And it's nothing about that TV show that seems
Certainly not Ninja. I hope it's not Ninja Warrior
No,
again.
I wasn't
And we had a
naming
great time. We
names.
did have a great time in the Splash Zone, but
we loved it. No, do you know what? Ninja Warrior is a great example.
okay, great.
I think the idea of you
In
and
what
me.
way? Of what? How to waste money and sleep deprive a lot of people
Well,
during a shoot amongst a whole bunch of very expensive scaffolding in the rain outside of Olympic Park.
yeah. And there'll be a lot of people listening now that don't realise that that is the filming of Ninja Warrior. It is
Yeah.
filmed from 7 p.m. until 6 a.m.
Yeah.
They have to film it at night. You and me were still doing the drive show.
Yeah.
So we're working in the afternoon. We're doing the radio show.
Yeah.
We're then going, and we knew all of this before we said yes
Yeah.
to Ninja Warrior. And if we're really breaking it down, what part of that job was I really looking forward to? I think some of the Ninja Warrior are amazing to watch.
Yeah.
Like the things that they do on the apparatus, it's quite extraordinary.
Yeah.
Remember there was a part of me that was like, oh, it's going to be great to be like front row to that, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But there was also definitely a part of me that was like, doing this TV show is good because that might lead to other things.
Yeah.
And I think
I
that
see what you
starts
mean.
getting dangerous
Yeah, I
when
see
you're
what you mean.
like, oh, I know I'm not going to love this and be really passionate about it. But once I do a TV show and kind of like half host one, then I can go and host other TV shows because I'm going to show that.
Yeah.
And there has to be a balancing balancing
You're
act
not
there
connecting
around.
with what you're doing.
Well, I think if you do that too much,
Yeah.
if you choose, and maybe within whatever occupation you do, if you're listening to this, you're thinking about examples of that within your work, where it's like,
Yeah.
I'm doing something right now which I hate,
Yeah.
but I think if I get through it, it's going to lead to that. I think it's pretty dangerous to go that way because there's no guarantee that the other thing happens. So
Yeah.
you've got to find some joy in whatever that stepping stone
Yeah.
is.
Okay, I think this is a really good point because often that's why I think you have such unenjoyable days on your wedding day, for example, or when you wake and you have things to do, because the to-do list is just a giant stepping stone
Yeah.
filled with a billion infinite tiny little stones along the way.
Yeah.
At no point is any one of them something that you can stop down and actually enjoy because they're all serving a purpose. It's all getting to something. And I think this is the danger of having an undoable to-do list
Yeah.
is that it doesn't actually it's not actually about the number of things on the to-do list. It's about the fact that they're a means to an end.
Yeah.
Like, so as soon as something becomes a stepping stone, then you're right. It's like, poor old Ninja Warrior.
Well,
It as soon as something becomes a stepping stone, it's almost impossible to enjoy it.
And also, life becomes stepping stones. You treat all things, tasks,
Yes,
jobs as
everything
stepping
becomes
stones, and then
to a point where you go,
hang on,
where am I going?
yes, or like, what is this idea of what I wanted to go to? Is that even that good?
Yes,
Why
yes,
don't-
yes.
But, and to use the example of your daughter's birthday tomorrow,
Yes.
I imagine that you can be doing the jobs today and realize that my
Enjoy
daughter
them.
is going to be the
Enjoy
happiest
them. Yeah,
little
yeah,
girl
yeah.
in the world, and I love
Yeah.
her more than anything.
Yeah.
Same thing with the wedding.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm not getting much joy from this, but I'm
Yeah.
trying
You
to
know
think
that it's going to
about
be about the thing in the future which you're going to look forward to.
My
and which
future
you've
wife
got
is gonna love
guaranteed.
this.
I think
Yes.
maybe that's the difference. You've
Yeah,
got,
yeah.
my daughter's birthday, you've got the thing guaranteed which you're looking forward to. The wedding, you've got the thing guaranteed that
Yeah.
you're looking forward to. But when it comes to something that you're hoping is going to happen in the future,
yeah.
in the instance of Ninja Warrior, a bigger TV role.
Yeah.
But in the instance of everyone's to-do list, the thing that you think you're looking forward to is this peace,
Yeah.
this presence, this life that's going to arrive for
I'll
you.
be happy when I've got that. Yeah.
Once you've finished ticking off the boxes.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to talking to Oliver about this because I know his whole point is the more that you tick the boxes, the more boxes arrive.
Oh yeah, there's always boxes.
People that are really good at ticking off boxes just develop more boxes.
Yeah, yeah.
People that are really good at clearing emails get more emails.
Yeah.
I think it's called, this might need to be a fact check for you, Luce. I think it's called Parkinson's Law, whereby it's the same thing with, when they put a new lane on a freeway, the traffic fills the freeway.
Yeah, right.
They go, we'll put another lane on the freeway, and the idea is that, that means that there'll be less traffic.
Yeah.
But within a certain amount of time, the traffic has filled the space.
What, you think word gets out? Like people go like, hey, 4th lane. That's the route to take. Water cooler chat. Hey, did you hear they're putting an extra lane? Yeah. You should go that way home. You think that's what happened? Word gets out.
I don't know how the word gets out. Lucy's nodding, which thinks I've nailed it, haven't I? Wow, that's
Parkinson's Law?
Parkinson's Law.
I'm calling bullshit on that traffic one though, because like, what do you mean that the road gets more popular? It's going to be an easier run home if there's an extra lane
for a little while.
Wait, but like what? So people, overpopulation eventually happens.
This is the law that if you make room for something, that space will be filled.
So okay, oh no, it is a good point because it's funny when I moved from living in a 1-bedroom tiny, you called it the shit box or the sandbox, my little apartment in WA.
Yeah, the shit box.
And I was like,
don't flatter yourself. It wasn't a sandbox.
Well, I had a lot of sand. It was a lot of sand.
It was a shitty
I loved that
box.
apartment. I loved that.
It was a sandy shit box.
I loved that apartment so much.
It was disgusting.
Had a beautiful little concrete balcony looking onto a car park. I loved it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember getting to the point where I was like, oh, this is great. I can fit all my possessions in this, and it's a bit tight, but that's great. And it's funny, then you move to a place that's bigger.
Yeah.
And you go, oh.
I've got room. Yeah.
It is so amazing how quick you're like, how did I get all my stuff in the shit box?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I got any more stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parkinson's Law.
Parkinson's, good point.
It's so I think the thing to realize, which I'm really bad at this, I'm going to be honest, guys, like the thing to realize is the faster you tick off your to-do list, the faster your to-do list will fill. It's not about how quickly you get things done. It's your relationship with the things that you're trying to do while you're doing them. Are you trying to get through them for the sake of getting through them?
Yeah.
Are you trying to get through them because you think it'll be different on the other side? Because it's not. Like, this is your life. The issue is your attitude towards all the things that you're trying to do.
Yeah. I don't think when you're dead will you go, oh, glad I ticked those boxes.
Well, you might.
So happy.
Are you going to tick the dead box after you die? Is someone going to tick that box for you when you die?
Just die is the
and
box.
Died?
I died. Nailed it. Whoop. Okay, so on that though, so what do you think what are your priorities then? Like if you're not ticking boxes, are you scared? Are you scared about a life where you put your boxes away? Because I think some people get really worried about if I'm not doing something or ticking boxes, that scares me.
I don't know who I am anymore. So I reckon this is kind of like, when you go on holiday and a lot of people say, and this is definitely a thing for me. And I mentioned that retreat I was on recently. I had it on like, it was on heat at the retreat because what I'm talking about is when you go on holiday, people say I need a week to realize that I am on holiday.
Oh yeah. For my body to adjust to I don't have places to be and things to do.
Yeah. Right. So I had that where I went to Sri Lanka the first, 5 days or 4 days I booked into this silent retreat. And, ordinarily that wind down process, you can kind of taper it off. You're like, oh, I might have a bit of a busy day. There's a few jobs I got to do. And then you kind of steadily have moments over that first week where you go, oh, I actually might just watch a movie or oh, I actually don't need to do anything today. So you kind of wean yourself off that addiction of doing things.
I find myself attacking tourist attractions. I'm like, got to see this, got to do this, and then I'll go and say that, and then apparently I have to eat in that restaurant. It's just like, why am I making this stressful?
Chill out, mate. But it takes a little while, right? You get to kind of wean yourself off, and it's addictive. Doing things is addictive. Yeah. But on the retreat, I was just it was a silent retreat. There's no communication. There's no, apart from this, I had a chat with this monk every day, but apart from that, it was brutal. It was I had built up so much momentum from my life And I realized, like, meditating, I wasn't meditating. I was just sitting there and I'd be lost for 20 minutes making plans in my head.
Oh, God.
And then I'd be like, Jesus Christ, Will, come back to me. The gong would sound and I'd be like, my God, there I was.
Gee whiz.
I was coming up with phone topics for the radio show.
Oh, God.
Because it was just, there was so much pent up momentum.
Yeah,
and I had that time to realize it.
I want to ask you again.
Yeah.
What is the box? I know I asked you, like, is it scary when the boxes go away? But I want to ask you more directly then. So what are your priorities? Because right now it feels like you are prioritizing these jobs to get done.
Yeah.
And you're struggling to break away from that.
Yeah.
So what is the priority?
So, yeah, I don't want to answer this because I really struggle with it.
Okay.
I actually get a little bit. So the night before I go to bed, when I'm kind of like full pent up momentum, doing things.
Hard to wind down.
I lose track of what's important.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All I see is just everything is equally important because everything needs to get done.
Yeah.
Which is really annoying. And so what I've actually had to start doing before I go to bed at night is I write down the things that I have to do, in inverted commas, tomorrow.
The next day. Yeah.
For the next day.
Yeah.
Generally in the morning because we've got the radio show in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So I write down the list of things that I have to do in the morning.
Yeah.
So that'll be writing.
Shoes on.
Shoes on. And there's nice things in there like, piano practice, if we've got to do, there's generally admin or any prep for the interview prep for the radio show, yada, that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
So that I'll plot them all out and it'll go all the way down to like exercise. So literally everything.
Yeah.
And then I have to do another pass at that and go, okay.
Still the night before?
This is still the night before. I have to do another pass at that and go, okay, what are the things I actually want to do tomorrow? And I drag them to the top of the list.
Yeah. What goes to the top?
Writing.
Yeah.
Because I just have to finish, like,
I even you said that. I just have to finish it. That sounds like someone who needs to do it, not want to do it.
I want to finish this book. I really want to. And I know that if I don't make it my priority, everything will fall away around it.
Yeah.
And we can talk to Berkman more about this, but he really influenced the way that I think about this.
Okay.
So he had this. Sorry, I'll finish that thought and then I'll get to this. So then the other thing that I have to do, and this is kind of tragic, but
it's not tragic.
Okay, it's kind of tragic, but I realized that if I don't schedule time to be with my daughter, be with my partner, have some sort of fulfilling activity that is that short circuits the chaos, that tension, that momentum of my limbic brain. I have to do this. Limbic brain's your flight or fight mechanism. It's your, control mechanism. It's like, I've got to go and do this stuff. If I don't schedule time to stop, and I'll literally be like in the morning, okay, I've got an hour with Max between, when she wakes up, 6:30 or 7:30 when I take her to daycare. If I don't schedule that in, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
There's no
100%.
There's no part of me that realizes, and this is what's scary for me, because if I zoom out on my life, and you talked about dying before, if you look back on your life, you go like, fucking hell, man, go and have breakfast with your daughter.
Yeah.
But unless I the night before put that time into my diary, I won't do it.
Yeah, of course.
And in fact, the weird thing is, it'll annoy me. Like the idea of doing it will annoy me if I don't. And I've been in those mornings before where, there was one morning I remember she was like screaming at me and I was like, what is going on? And then I was like, oh my God, Will, you're marching around like
she's just a mirror to you.
She just wants you to sit down and read her a book.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah.
But that gives you an idea of how scary it is for me to put it down.
Have you ever
to put the thing down?
Yeah. I think scheduling in time that isn't, let's call it work related.
Yeah, exactly.
Or job related. I think that's a thing that everyone should do.
Well, it's the same with we do the same with now we do the same with sex and intimacy.
And people think it takes the romance out of it, or like that you don't. That's bullshit. If you care about it,
and
if you care about the person you're with or your kids, make a fucking meeting in your diary and
Yeah.
like lock it out and go like, no. And if someone calls you and says, can you do this? You go, no,
Yeah.
that's my time that I'm spent. That's date night. That's time. I just fully agree with that.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
And in fact, I actually find, particularly on the intimacy side of things, it's just way better because
Yeah.
you've actually got some time to go like, I'll put it in, Sam and I have a night a week where I'll go, hey, Wednesday night, you and me, that's intimacy night. And
Yeah.
that might be going on a date. It might be, I don't know, having a bath together. It doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily need to be sex.
No. Yeah.
It's just hanging out really
course.
in a close context where your phones are away and you feel as if you're connecting. That might be hugging. Something that Sam's mum taught me recently was this idea of co-regulating that she does with her partner. I've got a weird relationship with Sam's mum.
What's co-regulating?
So, when you physically hold someone, obviously like physiologically you'll kind of like light up because you've got contact with them all over.
Yeah.
And that will naturally drag you from your limbic brain or your thinking brain, your mental headspace into your body.
Oh.
Right. And if you do it so it naturally happens if you do it while holding someone for long enough. And the beautiful thing is that it happens at the same time with you. So you
that's cool.
you both you kind of come down together.
That's cool.
And then you get this immense, and again, try and do it without having sex. That might be hard.
Might lead to
For
sex,
some
and that's
people.
cool. That's fine if it leads
That's
to
great
sex.
for you guys.
Yeah,
But we actually find it's much better if it doesn't lead to sex. In fact, we actually say beforehand,
don't
we-
you
we're
dare.
gonna-
If I feel that thing against my leg, don't you dare. We're bloody co-regulating. Yeah.
But that might happen. But
Sorry to get crass loose, but don't you bloody dare.
It's actually a good thing. We actually say this a lot of the time now before we do intimate work with each other, as we say to each other, there's no sex here. This isn't going to lead to sex because that makes it better. That makes it more precious.
Yeah.
Because then it's not a stepping stone.
Yeah. The intimacy is the sex. The hug is the sex.
The hug is the sex.
Yeah.
And there's a great podcast on Diary of a CEO with this woman who calls herself an orgasm expert. And one of the great points she makes is that the language that we use around sex is, since you're a kid, everything but.
Totally. Or foreplay. Foreplay is effectively saying stepping stone.
That prefix for, and then also, did you get a home run? No, we only got to second base. So you're making sex the thing, which is like the ultimate goal. Where
funny.
everything before sex is sex, and everything before actual penetration, to be specific about it, is actually, if you devote time to it, way more fun. And there's so much more stuff there. At the end of the day, sex is just sex. Doesn't matter what position you're in. That's just what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
But all the other stuff, you got bath. You can have a bath. You can co-regulate. There's all the other, your first, second, third base, however you want to do that. But there's actually fun.
Yeah,
it's actually fun.
Or intimate conversation.
We got a bit sidetracked
Talk
there,
and get intimate as well.
But I only kind of opened the door to realizing that when sex wasn't something that, when sex started becoming something that I had to plan and prioritize for.
So then do you say, you say, how you said before, like this is a no sex intimate night.
Yeah.
Do you go the other way, which is like, this is sex intimate night?
Yep.
Do you go, so you will know beforehand?
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I struggle to know if I feel like sex or not. I wouldn't be very good at, I don't think, saying to Mim before like a night where we've got locked in for us time, this is going to be a sex one or a no sex one. I reckon that's kind of like, for me personally, figured out during for example, holding each other. I've never known it was co-regulating.
Well, I think it's just a word for it.
Yeah,
But
holding each other,
Cuddling.
and then if it
That's
goes
another
that way,
word for it.
but I think the key for me is I know when my mind is going. I hope this is going somewhere, or like I'll put almost pressure on myself to
that's
like, hey, you even thinking about like, hey,
Wait.
little guy, you better bloody
you stepping stone it.
right.
You're stepping
and then
stone
and then it's funny how quickly it
So
becomes
that's what
unenjoyable.
I mean. Sam introduced me to all of this stuff, but
Amazing.
that I initially, and I'm sure if there are other guys listening to this, if someone turns to you and says, "Hey, look, we can make out, but it's not leading to sex." I mean, initially I was like, that's, take away everything that I want. Like it's really, you can be quite crestfallen in those moments initially.
Yeah.
But then after a while, that was great. because it
Yeah, take the pressure
exactly
off.
just remove the expectation. And then, sometimes it does, and you're like, oh, this is such a happy
We
accident.
broke some rules, That's a bit
Yeah, it
naughty.
makes it a little bit
Broke
more
some
fun
rules.
even,
Yeah, yeah. One piece of advice
Yeah.
that I heard once, which I did, and it was really scary. I found it really
Are
scary.
we in the intimacy gear?
Nah, we've moved on from intimacy.
Oh, well done. Okay, you're going to bring this
is-
back to...
Yeah, so this is, I don't know if you've ever done this, because again, it's scary,
Yeah.
but you effectively go, the exercise is that you write down your priorities.
Yeah, great.
So my priorities personally
Yeah.
are like family
Yeah.
is number one.
Yeah. It's incredible that you're bringing this up because this is the bit that I was going to bring up that Berkman does.
Oh, totally wild.
So this is good. I want to
Okay.
hear your take on this because he, for me, has a radical take on this.
Okay,
and I
wild.
think that this is the take that I've told you, and you're about to give it
That's
back to
awesome
me.
if this happens. That's awesome if this happens. So mine is like
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
And I'll break that down. And at the moment, and Mim and I have had this discussion, but at the moment it is Remy is
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah.
And then Mim will come in second.
Yeah.
And again, that was
That's a tough
really
combo.
interesting to navigate.
Yeah.
But I was like, right now, that, and especially
Yeah.
with baby number two coming, I
Yeah.
was like, that is going to happen more.
Yeah.
But so
That's your
we
role.
really need to make sure that we craft out some time for us, but it's not going to be as much as I'm putting into the kids at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that. And then it goes physical and mental well-being. That seems like a big one, but those are very tied for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I get physical, that's personally for me, that is the best thing for my brain.
Yeah, well, I
possible.
think we can all agree that your body and your mind are inextricably linked. So that makes sense.
Connected.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
and
Let's just
then-
call it well-being.
and then go, say 4 is work stuff, broadly,
Yep.
work.
Yep.
And then 5 after that is then extended family.
Yep. Okay.
6, friends,
Okay.
which is a really interesting one to navigate because like I value my friends so
Of
much,
course.
but right now they're at 6,
Yep.
which is low down.
Yep.
Okay, so you do that first. Second thing you do is go through a standard week, right? Like
Yep.
try and jot out just like where you're spending your time. So that can be, I exercise on Monday morning. I hang out with Remy from this time to this time. I do work for the radio show at 9 a.m.
Yep.
I then go to work from midday until 7 p.m.
Yep.
And then I get home and I might see Remy there. I might hang out. So, whatever. Go through your whole week. Count up your hours
Yeah.
of each thing
Yeah.
and put them into which category they're in.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Work for me
Yeah.
dominated.
Yeah.
And it's at 4.
Yeah.
And I was like, but like, I'm talking like 40 hours
Wow.
compared to, I went to Remy, who's number 1.
Yeah.
Remy was at 8.
Jesus.
And it was like, so right now I'm living my life going, Remy's my number 1 priority and I'm spending 4 times more time working.
Whoa, that's wild.
Totally confronting.
Wow, that's very confronting.
But that's where you start going. I'm getting like body chills just thinking about it because it is a really nice moment to like be aware of. You are telling yourself that you're prioritizing this. Right now, you're not.
Well, I'm going to challenge you a little bit on that
Please.
because Matthew McConaughey, when we spoke to him, brought up this quite a confronting conversation for me in hindsight about your duties as a father.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And we spoke to him about that because he he said that having a kid is the best time to double down and triple down on your instincts. And then your life choices, your investments. And he kind of
Investments was weird.
Investments
It's like, we
was
don't
weird.
make investments, Matthew.
I haven't got any investments, mate. First one. So he goes through this whole bit. You, as a dad, you working is
Yes.
you
That's a very
looking
good point.
after your family.
Yes.
And you have these competing duties as a dad, I think, where you've got, I'm trying to be a good partner, I'm trying to be a good dad, and I'm trying to work to provide for my family.
Yes.
And you're never going to win
Yeah.
if you're facing them off against each other. You're never gonna reconcile that. But you need to give yourself some leeway with the fact that each one of them often feeds into the other one. You
Yeah.
know, you've got a good relationship with Mim. That means that you're probably a better couple, which means that you're going to be a better dad for Emmy. You're
Yes.
just talking about contact hours with her, right?
Totally.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think exactly once you
Which
start
is the
exploring,
goal. Which is the golden time.
And you're right. Once you start exploring, like, okay, yeah, you're right. The 40 hours of work.
Yeah.
The work is also for family.
Yeah.
So it does feed back into that.
Yeah.
It's actually a nice moment the other morning. Remy, and this is obviously Mim's doing, and it was very nice of her to do that.
Yeah.
Remy said to me, thank you for working so we could get apples today,
Oh,
which was like,
wow. Hit you right in the feels.
yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Wow.
no.
Oh, no. Wow. First podcast cry coming in hot.
But it's really nice because, whoa, that came out of nowhere.
That's so good.
But
Take a moment there. Why?
sorry.
Why? It's all right, mate. You don't have to hurry on.
but yeah, it's nice
Why
to
was
have.
that? Why was that so? Why was that so?
Because we've spoken about this before. It's hard when you're going, every day you're going to work.
Yeah.
And your daughter's looking at you going, why don't you want to hang out with me?
Yeah.
Why are you going to work? Why do you want to hang out with me?
Yeah.
And so it meant a lot to me that she had for the first time an understanding of, oh, you're going to work
For me.
so then I can get apples.
Yeah.
And it was nice to be such a simple thing like apples.
Because why was that nice though?
Because it was nice, because it was like, oh, so when you go to work, that's not you.
You're not leaving me.
Yeah, right? That you're actually doing that
Yeah.
for me
Yeah.
in a way.
That's quite. Yeah. It's lovely when your kids get older. David White says you're not a parent until your child's broken your heart at least once.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like
those days are coming though for us.
I feel like
that's
I feel like he means that both ways. Like that's a nice breaking of your heart.
yeah.
That's in the way where you're like, oh, you appreciate me.
Yeah.
That's.
Oh, I never thought about that
Yeah.
going positively.
Yeah.
All I think about from that quote is when my daughter's like, I don't want to hang out with you, Dad, or
I
drop
think you
me
can
off
have your
around
heart,
the
I
corner.
think you can have your heart broken well.
Yeah. Oh, God.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you got that. So I want to finish things on the priorities chat. I really want, maybe, Lucy, can you put this in the podcast notes? That'd be great. 5th job of the day.
My Lord.
There's a really good, my favorite blog is called Wait But Why.
Oh, yeah.
It's written by Tim Urban.
Yeah.
He attacks complex ideas with stick figures. It's awesome. Anyway, he wrote this blog ages ago, which was probably the first thing I read of his, which is called 4,696 Weeks, which is how long you live if you live to 90 years.
Oh, yeah.
And he draws all the little squares,
Yeah.
like a grid. And he's
terrifying.
like, this is your human life.
Yeah.
And then he was like, if I knock out the first third, because I'm 35, and it's like boom, 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 boom. And you're like, Jesus, that's me right there.
Yeah.
And you look at each of those squares and it's kind of mind boggling to be like, that's a week, that's like, you see it all, right? And it's important because he then goes, okay, cool. Let's say if I live a really, really good life, I've got 60 years left. He's running this when he's 30. So I've got 3,000 weeks.
My Lord.
So, and this will lead into the priorities chat that I think we should have with Oliver tomorrow in the next podcast. He then goes on to say, like a lot of people listening right now, if his parents, on the other hand, have only got probably 20 years to live. If it goes really well, right? Probably similar to you and me. And like a lot of people listening right now, like I think about Sem, she lives on the other side of the world to her family. Her mum and dad have probably got 20 years to live. Let's say if it goes really well, right? If you see your parents, if she sees her parents once a month.
It's my tummy rumbling. Sorry, I don't want to ruin the moment.
Did that come through the microphone?
I think it did.
So if you see your parents once a month,
Yep.
and they've got 20 years left to live,
Yep.
you'll see them 240 more times in your life.
Oh, God.
If you see them once a month. And they've got 20 years left to live. 240 more times. If you like Sem and you see her parents at best twice a year, she'll see them 40 more times in her life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you had this conversation with Sam?
No.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I wrote that down. I got ChatGPT to do the maths for me today, and she was like, "What are you working on?" And I was like, "Nothing,
worry."
nothing." So
nothing at all.
I'm going to leave that there because I think it really does tie into this priorities chat that you've hit beautifully on. And I think that this is what this is all about, is how do you best address your priorities in your life when it feels as if your time is out of your control.
This is what Berkman's bag is.
That's his
well.
bag. Time.
That's perfect.
Time management for mere mortals.
That
we'll
is
do it
perfect.
with Oliver Berkman next week. We'll see you guys there. Goodbye.